Hello and welcome back to Roads Yet Traveled. We'll be continuing where we left off, which, if you recall, is basically trying to help Rhoun get out of where he's stuck. So we met Kess and Milo, or Milo. I don't know how to pronounce his name properly yet. Well, their name. He appears to be a hyena, or a Karain that just happens to look like a hyena. Not sure. I haven't asked Cryptid Dog yet, but I probably will. Yeah. So I'm curious if there's other species that are not canine, adjacent. Because I'm assuming Rhoun is a wolf, which is not the same thing as a domesticated dog breed like Merowyn or Maruk. But then again, these are aliens, so they don't really follow the same, genetic thingy that canines follow on our world. But yeah. Anyways, so yeah. So hopefully we are able to rescue Rhoun, and yeah. So without further ado, let us continue the rest of day 9. Alright, I think it was around here. They really made a maze out of it. Why it needs to go down so many floors and cover so many space, I will never understand. I'm just glad Cap fixed all of it. I'd hate to have to do those repairs. I don't think I'd fit. It's not that bad. I did the training once. Just like, you have to crawl through the parts of it. And that's the worst. Wait, are we on the 15th or the 16th floor? 16? Is that a question or a statement? Yes? Okay. Let's just look around here. The vent access should be close by. Oh, you can, sit somewhere, I guess. Thanks. It seems as though they still don't even like to acknowledge that I can understand them, as they seem to be trying to forget that I'm even here. We check a few hallways, each lacking any sort of identification or signage, until we come to a particularly cord-dense hallway. Right. This was it. Okay, it should be back here. Mai, help me with this, would you? Oh, yeah, sure. What do you need? Should just be a driver and a spanner. Okay. I don't have either of those. What? I don't have a spanner or a driver on me? Why not? I think I left my bag at the hatch. I was fixing lights today. Why would I need a spanner? I don't know. Don't you always carry something on you? Don't you? Well, yeah. Well? Where is it? I must have misplaced it. They look at each other dejectedly for a bit before I roll my eyes. Oh boy. Yeah, this is Rhoun's crew, all right. Like director, like underlings, or something. I shake Rhoun's tool back to catch their attention. I don't think that they even want to acknowledge the possibility that approaching me and asking for anything is a good idea. But they clearly don't have a better option. Right. Well, Mai, can you go ask them for what we need? Me? Why can't you do it? I'm already under all these cables trying to find the hatch. You do it. Milo timidly looks between us before slowly approaching me with a worried expression on his face. He can barely stand still as he tries to formulate the question. Despite his misplaced fear, it's nice to finally see him up close. He's not much taller than me, maybe only a few inches at most. But his Karain nature still makes him far more intimidating. Not only do the ears add another few inches, but his fur definitely adds a lot of bulk to his form. And not to mention his glasses. I wonder how bad his prescription is. Would it be easier to get eye prosthetics? I still don't really understand how common prosthetics and neuros are around here. I guess getting new eyes when glasses work just fine seems like a bit much. Hi there. Alien thing? Can I have that bag? I'm not presenting the best face for this poor guy right now. I'm a bit tired. And having been dragged around the dredges of the ship, I realized I'm probably just grimacing at him. I try to put on a smile. But I think it only makes things worse as I hold out Rhoun's bag for him. Thanks. He quickly snatches it up and shuffles a safe distance away. He digs through the bag, but his expression tells me that Rhoun might not have packed correctly for this. Well, you find it yet? Cass? How bad would it be if we only had a driver? I mean, it's not bad. We'll just have to go get a spanner. You'd have to go get one. Ugh. Why isn't the door just always open? What's the point of even locking an alternate exit? I don't know. Ask Cap. They continue to bicker in that same manner for a bit as I roll my shoulders. I hadn't realized how much of a pain it was carrying all those tools. I know Rhoun is bigger than me, but it's still impressive that he can carry so much around all day. All he gave me was this little bag. Oh. Opening up my bag, I find only a few tools inside, but I quickly pull them out and head over to my worried friend. Hey, are any of these right? By the heart, it's behind me! Please don't. Oh, hey. Where'd you find that? What's going on? What'd you find? The, alien found a spanner? Oh. Well, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, here. He walks over to the half-buried Kess and hands them the tools. I can barely see what they are doing under all the cords, but a white paw comes up from the tangles and quickly shoots away with a spanner. Okay, just give me a minute. Seeing nothing better to do, I take a seat on a pipe. Looking at my hands, they're a bit scuffed and worn. Nothing to leave any permanent marks, just beat up and tired. I'm surprised, however, when a boot walks into my view and, looking up, I see Milo. He's walked over to me with Rhoun's bag. You should carry this. I mean, you should give this to him. He gave it to you to watch, right? Looking up at him, I see that he still seems nervous, but not so much that he can't approach me anymore. He's still standing pretty defensively. Oh, thanks, Milo. I take the bag from him and he continues to stand there a bit dejectedly, not really sure what to do. Not sure what to do myself, I do the only thing that comes to mind and pat the seat next to me. He looks a bit unsure, but to my surprise, he takes it. So, you're an alien, huh? What's that like? Heh. I think I scared him with my sudden outburst. But that had to be a joke, right? Seems like it wasn't. I know he can't understand me, but I really don't like devolving back to charades today. Oh, it's fine. The food sucks and the housing is maybe only 3-star, but the views are great. Otherwise, I would say it's probably better back on Earth. He just looks at me and blinks a few times. I'm not sure what he expected, but I'm still actually glad that he would even sit next to me. I think Rhoun was right. Spending time with others is the only way to become normal. How about you? How's being a mechanic? He tilts his head at me. How can I explain this? I point at Rhoun's bag with an inquisitive look on my face. Cap? You know him. I think? I didn't know that he was working so closely with aliens, though. I kind of figured that it would be more of a, behind glass kind of thing. I definitely put a frown on after hearing that, but he isn't wrong. He should be out soon, so don't worry. We work together, so I know... Oh, I don't know if you know us, though. I'm Milo. Is he... introducing himself? Oh, I guess they never really did introduce themselves, did they? That's kind of him. I'm Tucker. I instinctively hold out a hand for him, which causes him to jump back, if just a bit. I'm worried I've scared him off. But as he leans back in, he looks over my hand before slowly reaching out his paw to meet mine. He chooses the wrong arm, though, so I have to gesture for him to raise the correct paw for a handshake. I can see the fear behind his glasses as he very slowly comes to terms with what he is about to do. I simply try my best to not move at all. I can feel his claws just barely reach my hand, but I stay strong. He seems unsure of what to do now as his hand just hovers next to mine. Gently taking his hand in mine, I give it one strong shake before letting him go. He looks at his paw with awe before turning to his buried friend. Kes, are you almost done down there? Yeah. Just let me... Thud. There. A large panel slides out from behind the cables as Kes stands up and dusts off. What in the void is going on out here? Milo, why are you so close to that thing? Are you in danger? No. Well, I don't know. Alright. Well, the vent is open. Now, all we have to do is wait for Cap. Wait for him? You seem to understand us pretty well. I'll guess you're asking why. And the answer is... I don't feel like crawling through any vents today. Isn't that your job? This time, they don't afford me an answer. Well, it shouldn't be too long. There's no way that the repairs were that bad. He's probably logging every gauge again and writing up a new schedule. And figuring out when all the fuses need to be replaced. It's pretty easy when you've always got a monitor handy. Was that a pun? Surely not, but I wonder if they have puns in Khura'in. But what about Rhoun? I don't really want to wait any longer. I'm starting to get a bit worried. After standing up, I walk past Kes. They give me a pretty judgmental look while I push the cords aside to see the entrance to this vent system. Ugh, that is still a squeeze. But now that I'm actually looking at it, I realize all these vents were made for the Khura'in physiology in mind, not the human one. Am I really going to talk myself into this? Yeah, whatever. I'm sick of these boring dark and narrow corridors. I think I need something darker and narrower. As I start to take my jacket off, I think my guides might have noticed as Kes speaks up. Listen. If you're going to do what I think you're trying to do, maybe... reconsider? Yeah, I'm sure Rhoun will be out soon. He's probably just... Well, I'll be honest, he's probably just asleep. He kind of does this a lot. If you didn't know. Yeah, so maybe just wait for him? Look, we can all sit out here, respectfully and safely apart from each other. And I don't know, you can do whatever aliens do. Besides, eat us. Rolling my eyes, I walk over to Kes and hold my hand out, eyeing up their flashlight. I don't bother asking nicely, they wouldn't understand nor capitulate. Merowyn was definitely right. But... if I need to be the alien, I'll be the alien. Flashlight. Now. It gets the point across. Heading back to the vent, I move the cords out of the way before hearing some timid footsteps behind me. While I don't think that you should do this, if you're going to do it, then listen. I get you, understand us pretty well, so... head down this shaft for a while, then there will be an opening with a ladder. Go up, and then you should be at the breaker room. If he's not there, just come back. We'll find him elsewhere. And be careful. Don't get your clothes snagged on anything. Yeah, don't break anything. That's just more work for us. I think I'm starting to like these two. Crouching down, I begin wadding through the wires until I get to the mouth of the vent and head inside. It's certainly roomier than I was expecting, and I don't even need to crawl. It's nowhere near as bad as those videos that I've seen of people spelunking. Although, knowing this place, I can imagine that there's another part of the ship where you would have to do that. I see the ladder ahead of me, and there's a bit of headroom for me to stand up in and start climbing. Looking up, I can't see a ceiling. So it must be a straight shot into whatever weird back room this place is. I'm going to have to talk with Rhoun about leaving me on my ass back there. Even if he did get locked out. Ugh, I hope he's not just wandering around searching for me. That'd be embarrassing, and I'd only have myself to blame for not waiting longer. Coming to the top of the ladder, I quickly flash my light around. Fortunately, the ceiling's just high enough for me to stand. Ugh, this place is creepy. I really didn't think this through. Rhoun? No response. Okay, just a bit further and then I'll head back. A thin layer of dust covers most of the flat surfaces around here. Thankfully, I don't see any cobwebs. Alien spiders. Ugh, there's a new fear. Rhoun? Still nothing. Damn it. Coming to a fork in the road, I almost turn back. But something drives me to turn the corner. It seems as though it were in vain, as there is nothing here. Wait. A faint blue light. It's either a really annoying coincidence, or I found my Karain. Rhoun? Heading down the last hallway leads me to an open room with, lo and behold, a sleeping Karain. I'm upset. But it's tempered. I feel more tired than anything. He's been working hard. He hasn't even seen his friends in days. And now he has to pick me up out of the blue and take care of me all day. I'd be tired too. He's had his rest though. There's just a bit more day to get through. Hey bud, come on, get up. Gently nudging his arm, I try to wake him as calmly as possible. I've seen how he snaps out of his concentration. I only hope that he doesn't freak out when he's woken up. Rhoun, please wake up. It's me, Bud. Slowly and gently, his body moves. His arms tense up as he stretches, his legs kick out, and his head turns to me. His eyes open and gently focus on me, illuminated by a soft blue light. Hey there, Bud. The drowsiness in his system slows his reaction. He just stares at me as I just stare at him. And then it comes. His eyes go wide with fear and he tries to shoot up from his rest. He stops after I manage to hold him with my free hand. It's okay, Bud. It's okay. How did you get in here? What happened? Rhoun, just calm down for a bit, okay? His eyes widen and narrow as he tries to figure out if this is all real or not. He quickly pulls up his monitor before bringing his free hand to his forehead and slouching down. By the filament, I'm the worst. How long was I out? Probably a mark or two. I had to get some help to find you, you know. He looks curious, but I just wave it away for now. He'll see soon enough. So, find what you were looking for down here? Yeah. I think I got it. A mark ago. Well, that's good. Do you, wanna get out of here, or...? I'm sorry, Tucker. Sorry? Yes? I left you all alone, and... It's hard to see, but it looks like he's looking for something. Trying to find some reason for me to be upset. Look, Rhoun, I am a bit upset, sure, but you won't do it again. Right? What? I... It's more upsetting that he seems surprised by my willingness to look past his more than anything. I think it's best just to drop it right now and get out of this damn vent. His stuttering finds purchase, though, as he gathers his thoughts. I won't. I'm sorry. And now that I know that you don't mind the dark, you could just come help next time. If you want to. Sure thing, bud. Turning to leave, a paw lands on my shoulder, and I look back at him, curious. Wait. I just thought, maybe you'd like to see what I was doing down here? Huh? I guess, sure. I'd kinda like to get out of these vents, though. It won't take long. Here, let me... He reaches behind some of the machinery, and I can hear a clear metallic sound as the walls start to whirl. Slowly, small lights start to illuminate the wall until... By the fucking eye. It's like a light show down here. Rhoun, this is so pretty. You were fixing this? It's a major power hub, and, well, some of the system is exposed. So when you turn everything back on, it kind of... Well... It's beautiful. No more words are exchanged as I just gawk at how the lights dance off of every little surface. I'm sure if this place was dusted and cleaned, that'd be even more impressive. As the machines continue to rev up, however, the glow from the lights dim and eventually fade, leaving only one familiar blue light between us. Alright, let's get out of here. He nods and we slowly head back towards the hallway with a ladder. Climbing down first, I reposition myself so that I can get down as well. Here, let me go first. Bending over in this tight corridor, he just manages to slip into the vent, and after a few seconds, I deem it okay to follow. Rhoun certainly takes a bit longer to get through the vents. But I guess he is a bit bulkier than me. Although, I can't say that I mind the view. Cochino. Eventually, we head back to the entrance. And he holds the cords out of the way for me to get out. Being able to see him in the light, no matter how dim it looks down here, he looks exhausted. Not to mention all the dust on his clothes and in his fur. You really need to be more careful with... Cap! I'm cut off as Kes and Milo come running over to us. Only stopping when they realize that I'm still here. Kes? Milo? What are you doing here? We were going to surprise you on your shift, and then we found that you were missing, and then we found this alien, and we also... Ahem. I could ask you the same thing, Cap. And, speaking of, what in the void is that thing? What are you... Oh, Tucker? He's... my assistant? Cap. I'm your assistant. Why didn't you tell us about this? I knew you were working on something. But I didn't expect this. I guess Rhoun really was too busy to inform them about me. Or they just didn't bother paying attention to the captain's report. Well, this is Tucker. I have to help look after him for a while. But he's super nice. Have you met? In a way. Well, Tucker, these are my co-workers. And friends. Kes and Milo. Heh, thanks, Rhoun. But they already introduced themselves. Well, kinda. Oh. That's good. What the... Can you understand that thing, Cap? Yeah, the AI that Professor Seno made works really well. I can understand most of what they say. I don't remember if you're supposed to know that, though. So, maybe don't tell anyone? Not a soul. Yeah, don't worry, Cap. Besides, they seem nice enough. Milo, we talked about this. Hmm. I raise an eyebrow, but they fail to elaborate. Well, we should head back up. I left everything by the hatch. Oh, no worries. Here, I brought it for you. You did? Yeah? Walking over to the bench, I grab his stuff for him. Oh, thanks, but... Well, it was nice seeing you two, but Tucker and I should get back to it. We only have a few things left today. I'm surprised that he's still motivated to work after all of that. But I guess he was mostly napping while I was the one doing all the work. It's okay. Now that he's back, at least I feel things will go pretty quickly. Bye, Cap. Make sure that you actually message us next time that you decide to lock yourself in a vent system. And maybe schedule some time off. For all of us. I will. Rhoun starts heading down the hallway and I deem it wise to follow. I offer a wave to the other two. And I'm surprised to see them wave back. Waiting for us to turn a corner, I speak up. They seem nice. They are. I hope that they didn't cause you too much trouble. Heh, only a little. You should do what they suggest, though. Take some time off. Are you really that busy that you didn't tell them about me? I know. I feel bad for not telling them. I just didn't know how to do it. I still don't really know. Well, they know about me now. Yep. They won't tell anyone. About you. That is, if you were worried. They wouldn't do that. No, I'm not worried. But thanks. So, do we really have more work to do today, or...? Yeah, just a bit. Is that okay? Yeah. But you owe me. That's fair. Come on, it's this way. Heading up a different set of stairs, we return to the slightly nicer, dingy back hallways, and Rhoun starts leading me to various things that he has to inspect or fix. There's a broken pipe that he has to mark to replace later, a cable that has become unplugged, and far too many pressure and voltage gauges that needed to be recorded. I've lost track of what mark it is. I can only assume that it's getting late. I'm really starting to feel all the walking getting to me. I've just realized that this is the most active that I've been in a week. Maybe more actually, considering my schedule back home. Hey Rhoun, are we almost done? I'm really getting worn out here. What? Oh, let me see. Pulling up his monitor, he looks over a little list before turning back to me. Yeah, just a few more things. Sorry, Tucker. Shouldn't be too long now. I just give him a thumbs up, and we keep walking. Coming up to another box jutting out of the wall, Rhoun stops me and I take a seat behind him. Opening the box, he meticulously inspects every aspect of it before flipping some switches and sighing. You good over there, bud? Yeah. I just need to check if it's running correctly. Do you want to watch? Huh? Sure. Heading over to him, I can see that he is holding back down a switch with one paw while his prosthetic hand is holding down a button of some kind. So, what am I looking for here? Well, I thought that you might want to see this. See what? I'm going to check the voltage on this conduit with my arm. You're going to... Oh. Oh yeah, do it. More awake now, I stare intently at his arm, ready for sparks to fly. He releases the other switch and I hear a small but sharp electrical sound. And that's it. Is it, happening? Yep. Looks good. Oh. I guess I probably should have expected something like that. But, for some reason, I expected him to be shooting lightning from his paws or something. I wonder if... What was that? I swear I heard a noise coming from down the hall. Not this again. Rhoun seems to have picked up on my confusion. Are you okay, bud? I just thought I heard something is all. I guess not. Well, we're done here. Only a few more stops for the day. Come on. Collecting our things, I stop to look down the hall behind us, but nothing reveals itself. So, is this how it normally is for you? You just go around and check if things work? Sometimes. It depends on the work orders we get. Sometimes I'm just replacing lights or fixing someone's door. It changes daily. That makes sense. I guess that... There it is again. Okay, this place sucks. Looking back, I see nothing still. What are you looking at, bud? I thought I heard something again. From down there? Yeah, I think so. Nothing. It's dead silent. The silence pervades until I hear Rhoun digging around in his bag. Hey, bud. Can you give me something from your bag? Huh? Do I have a tool you need? Anything will do. I give him a confused expression as I reach for my bag, but he does not elaborate. Picking out a wrench-like tool, I hand it to Rhoun, who takes it in his prosthetic paw. Thanks, bud. In a swift motion, he weighs up the tool before winding back and... throwing the tool down the hallway, where it heavily clangs off the far wall. Ah! Was that a spanner? Yipe! Stop following us! Yes, Cap. Yes, Cap. What? What just happened? Was that Kess and Milo? What was that? Sorry, Tucker. They can be a bit defensive. I think that they were following us. They might not trust you yet. Or at least Kess doesn't. They should be off working, though. I guess I have another thing to talk to them about. I don't know how to respond to any of this. Is this normal? He turns to walk away and I can barely mutter. But... what? He turns to me, curious, but then keeps on walking. I take a moment to look down the hallway one last time before catching up with him. Rhoun continues his crusade to check every little thing as we resume our day, now uninterrupted. He explains to me what each little thing is for and where each hallway leads. I'm still not sure if he has all this memorized or if I just can't read the signs. But I'm impressed either way. After one particularly quick fix, we find ourselves taking a short rest. Rhoun checks what he has left today, while I just catch my breath. He says it's only a few things, but he only really has to do one of them. And then he'll call it early for me. I thank him and he continues playing with his monitor for a bit before taking a rest as well. I think we've gone up at least 10 floors by now. It's already warmer and louder up here. I think I even heard some voices at one point. We must be behind some of the wall panels now. I knock on one of the walls to check, but it's not as hollow sounding as I expected. It's nice though. This part of the ship, now that I'm used to it at least, It really explains how Rhoun can stay busy for so long, and how he can hide from Tyr. I bet you could spend days walking these halls if you wanted to. Makes me wonder about all the other places that I haven't seen yet. Merowyn said that I had only been on 1 or 2 floors before now. I guess I have a lot left to see. It's just so weird. It's still hard to tell myself we're in space, and I've been inches from a cold vacuum death. It doesn't feel like space. It just feels like the air conditioner is on too high. Maybe I should ask Rhoun about that zero-gravity training he has. See if he's taking any new recruits. Heh. I doubt Marrow would like that. Or Maruk. Or even Rhoun. It's fine. I've only been here for 9 days, I think. I need to check my notes. That's like what? At least 11 Earth days? Shit. I should not remind myself about that. Noticing Rhoun staring at me, I offer a smile and a little wave. Sup? You good, bud? Yeah. Sorry, I was just zoning out. I still have no idea what time it is, but I can't imagine that there's too much time left in the day. Maybe just a couple of marks. I wonder how Donk is doing, and if he's finished up with Tyr. Surely by now. But if he had, wouldn't he have called for me? Hey, Rhoun. Have you heard from Merowyn? Let me check. No, sorry. He must still be busy. Did he tell you what he was going to do today? No, I don't think so. I think he just said that he wasn't going to Tyr's office, and that I couldn't come. Oh. Well, I'm sure that he's busy working then. Yeah, I bet. With the conversation thrown out of the airlock, we both resume our short break in silence. Laying my head back and closing my eyes, I dream of a day when the red tape is gone. Dream. Did I dream earlier when I took that nap? Shit, I think I did. Ugh, I really need my notebook with me. Was it something about the sun? Adios? Ariana? Arius? That's the one. Yeah, it's not coming to me. Hey, Rhoun, one more question. Your star, Arius, can you think of anything special about it? Special? Like what? I don't know, honestly. Doc told me a bit about it earlier, but I mean, I've never seen it. I've never seen the light from your star. Isn't that weird? What color is it? Can you see it from here? What color is it? It's bright. That's the color. But you can see it from here. If we're on the right side of the planet at the time. It's a bit sad from out here. I've seen it from home, obviously, so seeing it so small feels wrong. And I can't imagine what that's like. Although, now if I were to look at a patch of stars in the sky, I could only guess that they are my own. Right. We only stay seated for a few moments longer as Rhoun helps himself up and turns to me, giving me a short nod. Okay, one last fix, then we're out of here. Heading to the last repair isn't so much of a hassle either, as it's just up a ladder and around a corner. He doesn't even bother explaining this one. He gets right to work checking it for any breaks and testing all of the parts. So, what are we doing after this? We could get dinner? Oh, well, I could get you some dinner. Us dinner. Right. Sure, that sounds okay. I was kind of hoping that we could maybe go somewhere. You did say that you wanted to show me something cool, right? I think that you might owe me after today. Well, I won't argue that I owe you. But on such short notice, I'm not sure where we could go. Oh, we could always... Anywhere that isn't the old thrusters, I should add. He looks away, just a bit hurt, and continues thinking of something that we could do as he works. A few seconds later, he pipes up. Well, I might have an idea, but I need to check something first. Yeah, alright. We have some time. I think. He laughs and finishes up with his work. After double checking everything, he puts his tools away and stretches out his back. Okay. We can start heading back now. We'll still need to go to my office first. Oh, I had almost forgotten that we were there earlier. That feels like it was days ago. Heh. Welcome to maintenance. I give him a smile and we start heading back through the pale tunnels. Surprisingly, we had actually wrapped around somehow throughout the day, and the walk was fairly swift. There were a few sparse carrain hanging out in the hub, but since we came in from above, they don't seem to notice us. I don't see Kess or Milo anywhere. Maybe they are still out there working. Or just chatting, knowing them. Rhoun diligently logs everything on his monitor before taking out the day's broken parts and arranging them on the desk. I take off my jacket and proceed to hang it up before Rhoun stops me. Do you not want that? I know it's a bit big, but you can keep it. If you'd like. Oh, really? No one will miss it? Rhoun? No. It's an extra. Okay, well, thanks then. Slipping it back on, I waltz around the room and take a bit more time inspecting some of the things on his desk. It seems like there's some crazy machinery here. I guess we only did basic repairs today. I imagine he's qualified to do some more serious repairs if the situation calls for it. Like what Kess and Milo were talking about. I probably shouldn't bring that up with him. Hey Rhoun, shouldn't I put these tools somewhere? Oh yeah, anywhere will do. Seriously? Are you sure you'll find them? Uh-huh. I roll my eyes and try to find the best spot for them still. After returning his tools, I sit next to him and watch as he finishes logging his work. So, did you check that thing that you needed to? Huh? For the, thing? The cool thing? The thing that you wanted to show me? Oh! Yeah. Okay, I guess we're all good to see it after this then. It doesn't take long for him to finish his work, but then he walks around the room looking for something. Need help finding something? I thought that you were done for the day. Almost. One more repair. Oh, okay. Is it like on the way? It's close. Alright, he's starting to sound a bit like Doc with these vague answers. But I trust him when he says that it's just one more thing, even if he tends to bury himself in work. Aha! He digs into a pile and pulls out a small box that he opens to reveal a bulb of some kind. I guess that's it, just gotta fix one last light. He stores it in his bag and he heads to the door, giving me a nod to follow. Outside, he grabs a stepladder and hands me one of the wet floor signs I've seen him use before. We head out a different entrance this time. No longer taking the back routes, just a normal back route. Finally, after opening a panel, we're back in the normal hallways. Noting that the lights are out, I can only imagine how late it's gotten. Not to mention that not eating much all day is starting to catch up to me. Hey Rhoun, you'll still have time to pick up dinner, right? I'm kind of just realizing that I only had soup today. Yeah, once I finish this last repair. I really don't know how long it'll take, but we keep heading onwards. No use in complaining about it now. Heading into a stairwell, we climb a good amount of floors. Too many, in fact, as I have to stop for a second to catch my breath. Before coming to a door, Rhoun peeks outside before turning to me. I feel like I already know what he's going to say, as I can hear the sounds of Karain outside. There are a few too many people out there. So give me a minute, and I'll see if I can clear it out. But then the last repair is just down the hall. I'm too tired at this point, and I just offer a nod as an answer. He scurries out of the stairwell, and I let out a sigh. What a day. At least, I didn't stay in Rhoun's office for all of it. As the door opens, I look up expecting Rhoun. But when another Karain comes in, I freeze. Oh man, please don't scream. But they just keep walking. In fact, I don't think that they even notice me at all. Maybe it's the jacket? Well, I won't complain. I'm relieved as the next Karain to come through the door is just Rhoun. Okay, it's a bit quieter now. But we should hurry. Offering him a nod, we hurry down the hallway towards another door. I can see that he's set up his wet floor sign and opened the door for us. Inside is a small waiting room with 2 adjacent doors. But all the lights seem to be working here. Rhoun quickly closes the door behind us and looks around before gesturing me to the next room. I'm sorry, bud. This is turning out to be a lot for one day. Maybe we should just have dinner after this? I'm not sure that we can make it anywhere, interesting today. Oh, it's fine. Maybe that was asking for too much. You weren't expecting to have to take care of me today anyways. Right. I'll make it up to you, though. It's just another day. Heh, it's fine, bud. Don't worry. So, where's the last light anyways? It's just out there, on the balcony. A balcony? Am I hearing that right? Surely not. That must just be a weird Karain word for something, like mark and... Why would there be a balcony in space? You can't just, go outside. Curious, I follow Rhoun as he collects his step stool and opens the door for us, leading us onto a small open area. I still hold my breath just in case. It's a bit brighter here, and I can hear some Karain, but they sound far away. I see a railing, so I guess it's a balcony, but what is it overlooking? Oh. Oh. Wow. Now that's a hallway. I hear Rhoun setting up his ladder behind me and getting to work. But I gesture to him, stunned. What is it, bud? Are you afraid of heights? Sorry. I should have said something. What is this place? It's just a hallway. I guess it's one of the main hub routes for people. There are a lot of housing units around here. Is this not the cool thing that you wanted to show me? What? No. I wanted to show you one of the central air controllers. But what about all this? I gesture to the window and everything in front of us. What about it, bud? It's just a window. He takes his time to get back to work, leaving me utterly confused. Alright, I think we might have different definitions of what cool means. I don't want to say that the window Baruch showed me is less impressive, but... Damn. It's a big window. How can they just go about their days like that? walking by something so incredible and not stopping to even glance at it. And wait, is that Novale? It really is impressive from up here. I can't believe that there are people who get to see this every day. I can barely take my eyes off of it. Okay, all done. Let's go. Go? Wait, do we have to? Don't you want dinner? Well, yeah, sure, but maybe you could go get it for me? He doesn't look particularly amused. But I can't tear myself away from this view, not yet. We just got here. Alright. I can lock the doors so that you can stay here. But you won't be able to leave until I get back. I guess we can eat here too. It's too late for anyone to come around anyways. Okay, it will only take me a bit, but don't move. Please. I won't, I promise. He looks nervously between me and the door before heading out. I can hear him try a few key cards on the door before it beeps affirmatively, and I assume locks. Alone, I lean against the railing, just taking in the view. I must be, 10 stories up? Maybe more? It all seems so fake. Is that a real window? Is it a monitor? Are the plants alive? Or just like plastic? So many ideas are bouncing around in my head, it's hard to just take in the view and relax. Taking a moment to breathe, I decide to try and focus on one of the Karain down below. I follow them until they walk out of sight and switch to another close by. Some stick around to wait for someone. Some walk in groups. Some alone. Some walk with purpose while others meander about. I can't make out anything they're saying, but a gentle chorus of voices echoes throughout the vast room. An occasional yelp or yap can be heard. Maybe an exclamation, or a friend's name shouted in glee. I think one of them is even singing. It's all so familiar. It almost hurts. How would they react if they were torn away from everything they knew and the comfort of their own lives, just to end up here, alone? I guess, in a way, they did. They may have had the choice, unlike me, but they ultimately came all the way out here. For whatever reason, they chose to come to the furthest habitable point in their known system, thousands of miles from home. Aboard a ship that harbors no reason and mimics a floating grave, with no promise of fame nor fortune. And yet, they can still sing. Rhoun was right. I may be alone at times, but I won't let it stop me. Gently wiping my eyes, I look back to see that the singing Karain has met up with a group, and they swiftly exit my vision. An affirmation that, just maybe, I am not alone in a sense. Needing a break, I peel my eyes away from the crowds, and I am reminded of the monolith just outside. Novale. I'd love to get a closer look at the window, to have someone point out every minute detail of the stars and wonder if one of them is my own. To see the painted surface of Novale bleed and stain itself over and over again in twisted patterns up close, just out of reach of its deadly pool. It's not quite the beauty of Jupiter, but its more muted colors do it justice all the same. In a cruel way, this must be the first time that I've seen the light of Eris reflected off of a planet in a dimming sunset. The crispness of the planet fades slightly as night overtakes its borders and it slips into the background. And with that, the light of my foreign star is gone. I can't feel its warmth, not here at least. Maybe on another deck, on another floor, on another day. I know Rhoun was disappointed by the view, but I still wonder how it looks from out here. If it's just a small dot in the sky or a blinding eye. And what of this eye? I can't see any vague dye-fixed stars from here. So it must be on a different side of the ship, just watching us. As much as one can hype up a cosmic anomaly to another star, it still looms behind me, so burning into the back of my skull. Why does that sound familiar? Well, I guess if the eye is too weird, I could always go about calling it the heart or the void or whatever. I'm pretty sure that I could just pick a name for it at this point, and no one would correct me. Seems like they've got 100 names for the damn thing. Shit, I'm starting to get hungry. Maybe I should have gone with Rhoun. I kind of feel bad for making him bring me food. Whatever. I probably couldn't go with him anyways. And he won't be long. I guess I'll just enjoy the view. I barely notice as Rhoun comes back with dinner. I help him with the tray and we sit on one of the benches to relax. He seems exhausted, but he slowly munches away at his meal all the same. It's been a long day for sure. I kind of just figured that he was used to this. But I don't think he stopped for like a week or so. It might explain his bad sleeping habits. But I wouldn't know how to bring it up. Hey, your job is running you ragged. Have you thought of, I don't know, not doing that? Hey, I know you're tired, so maybe sleep better because you work like 15 marks days? Take a day off? Yeah, I really don't think that I have any advice for this. Poor guy. I just hope that the rest that he's getting is enough. I go to break the silence, but as I see him staring off into the void, I relent and join him in the oblivion of thought. A conversation cut short, forgotten for the calming nothingness of post-dinner lethargy and the indifference of space. And maybe also because he's falling asleep in his seat. I gently rouse him, and without a word, we agree that it's time to go. Not learning from before, I take one long look over the balcony, to frame it in my mind until I return. With a wary smile, I nod and follow Rhoun back into the stairwell. Rhoun doesn't bother returning the step stool or the floor sign, instead stowing them away in a closet for the night. Turns out that we're above the executive suite by a good few floors. I'd imagine that they'd be on the top floor, but maybe there's nothing going on up there. As far as I can tell, the only real benefit is having the rooms all to yourself. Still, I'd love to see how other Karain live around here. I can't imagine Tyr would be sharing a room with anyone. Heh, whatever. I think I'll focus on exploring as much of the station when I actually can. For now, I might as well just try and get to bed, see what's up tomorrow. It's a new day and all that. Fortunately, since we can take the main hallways, Rhoun can't stop and check any gauges or valves. So we arrive pretty quickly. I don't see anyone standing around, and it seems like all the doors are shut. I guess Merowyn might still be busy. Not that we could do anything today anyways. Rhoun actually takes his time finding the right ID, so that we can get into our room with no problem. Dropping his bag in the corner and his jacket to the floor, he immediately collapses onto his bed. His tail cartoonishly sticks out for a few seconds before falling under its own weight and flopping to the side. You good there, bud? Want me to leave the shower running for you? Gotcha. Taking that as a yes, I head into the bathroom and start getting ready for the night. Fortunately, even though there was a decent amount of physical labor being done today, it was so damn cold that I didn't sweat too much. Still, I'm not going to stop asking for more clothes until I get them. I hazard a glance at the mirror, and surprisingly, I don't look too roughed up. I'm still a bit wiry and stressed, but it's an improvement. With the shower heated up, I take plenty of time to warm my weary body and frigid exterior. The cold really clings to you here. there isn't much of an escape from it, besides having fur. Stepping out, I dry off and peek out to see what Rhoun is up to. Noting that he's not at his desk, I look further and see him standing at the door, talking to someone. Heading over, I see that he's talking to Maruk, which is shocking. Did you actually read it this time? And you won't forget it? Right? Yes. I just got to it. What a pain. What are you guys talking about? Neither of them respond as Rhoun looks at me before turning away. And Maruk just looks confused. Tucker, we've been over this. You can't just walk around naked. What? Whatever, Maruk. I've got a towel on. And that's enough? I'm in my own room. I can see you. Oh, by the fucking... What are you here for anyways? Merowyn messaged me. Us. Right, whatever. Look, one long pleading and a very apologetic message short. He's busy. And he might be busy for a day or two. So, you're with me tomorrow, got it? Damn, he's still busy? Is he even home right now? I guess not, or he'd probably just have told me in person. Oh, okay. So you'll get me in the morning? Something like that. I'll have to figure out which shift I can take. Look, it's fine, just... I was making sure that he knew not to run off tomorrow and leave you guessing. Thank you for your concern, Maruk. Do you need anything else? You could put a shirt on. Closing the door on him, I turn to Rhoun, who is still slightly turned away from me. Well, seems like you'll be missing out on some extra help tomorrow. Be careful not to lock yourself in any more vents, okay? Thanks, Tucker. But I'll be okay. Tomorrow I'm heading further up the station, so I don't think that you can come up with me anyways. It's a shame about the doctor, though. I hope he's okay. I'm sure he's... fine. I say with a tinge of disdain. Well, the shower's still on if you want to hop in. Right. I think I will. Managing not to face me at all, he makes his way to the bathroom and I can hear him start to clean himself off. It's fine. I guess I'd still rather be anywhere than just stuck in that lab. Not that I tell Doc that. Actually, maybe I should tell him that. After I finish drying off, I take the liberty to turn out the lights and get into bed. Rhoun doesn't take long, as after a few minutes I hear the dryer roar to life. On the edge of my vision, I see a puffy monster scurry into his bed and quickly get under the concealing blankets. He doesn't so much make a sound before rolling over to face me. At least I think he is. The blue haze from his arm is pretty obscured. Tucker? Yeah? Was today okay? Okay? What do you mean? I roll onto my side to face him and see that he is just facing the ceiling. I was wondering. I don't really know that much about what you like to do. And I know that my job isn't for everyone. It can get cold and lonely down there. And I was just worried that... Well... I don't know. Well... I try not to keep him waiting too long. As I think back on the previous marks, it was certainly better than yesterday. And that day before. But it was still... not easy. Yeah, I think it was fine, bud. It was nice to see what you do and explore some new places. And the view. Wow, I'll remember that for the rest of my life. But getting stuck without you in the tunnels kind of sucked. I think if Kes and Milo hadn't stopped by, then I might have been in a bit of trouble. Well, you might have been in a bit of trouble. I can't imagine Doc would like to hear that you almost lost me down there. But please don't tell him. It was a mistake. What? No. That's not what I meant, Rhoun. I'm sorry. It was a joke. Oh. I see. I hope you're not upset about that. I didn't mean to. I just went back when I noticed it was locked and... It's fine, Rhoun. Please, just don't worry so much about it. I was a bit upset, but accidents happen. I understand. But you are lucky that Kes and Milo found me. They seem... nice? Oh, were you with them long? They're really nice if you can spend some time with them. They think that I want to eat you. Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, do you? Too much fur. but I'm glad that you met them. Even if the situation wasn't the best. Seeing as he's no longer worried, I roll onto my back and stare at the ceiling as well. From here, the blue fades away into the soft waves that just barely crash upon the edges and cracks in the walls. It feels calmer than before. Or maybe I'm just used to it. The silence, however, does not last. Do you think that Dr. Seno is okay? Oh, I'm sure he's fine. Why? Well, you know him more than I do. I just can't imagine being called in to work with a professor like that. If working with him is anything like getting an order from his department, I can't imagine it be a lot. Do you really not know him that well? You've met before, right? But before you came here, we'd only met a couple of times. Mostly after I got promoted to my directorial position. Right, that was when... Shit, I still don't know enough about what those two were talking about. I don't think that I can bring this up yet. What was that, Tucker? Nothing, sorry. Just thinking out loud. But really? You think that I know Merowyn more than you? Yeah. I don't know him like Lieutenant Saris does. Officer Saris. but yeah. Beyond a few meetings, this is the most that I've interacted with him. Aren't you guys like neighbors? Well, I'm not home that often. Ah, alright. I guess that's fair. Well, he's nice. But I think you probably can tell that already. He works almost as hard as you do, I think. Which is too hard, if I may add. But he's nice. You should interact with him more. He thinks very highly of you. Unlike some Karain. Maruk. I meant Maruk. I know. Oh, okay. Can I ask why? I mean, if you feel comfortable telling me. Or even no. I'm sorry. I keep asking questions I shouldn't. No. It's okay. It's just... It's not just one thing. And I... Rhoun. Rhoun, it's okay. We don't have to talk about this. I just don't like how he treats you. He squeaks out a barely audible, "Thank you." before rolling over and facing away from me. Fuck. Alright, maybe it's best I leave that topic alone for now. Or maybe Cass and Milo know. I know I shouldn't go snooping around. And they can't even understand me. But if I find a way, maybe it's worth it. It doesn't sound like he's actually crying. But I think he might have gotten a bit freaked out. Hey, Rhoun. Bud? Do you want to tell me about what you're fixing tomorrow? Or maybe you could tell me about your spacewalks? Or we could go to bed? Let's go to bed. Have a good night, Rhoun. I hear him fighting the urge to say something as he stops himself halfway through a few words. Eventually, he sighs and capitulates a "Good night, Tucker," before rolling over one last time and falling asleep. Even when they can understand me, it's so hard to get my thoughts across. I just can't tell what I should say or what I should ask them about. Maybe it's just me. I don't think Rhoun is upset. But I'm upset that I don't know how to talk to him about these things. And maybe I shouldn't. But I'm sure that I'll figure it out. I could always ask Maruk. Although I really don't think that's a good idea. I already might not ask him about that mysterious accident that Milo was talking about. Oh well. I'll figure it out someday. Surely. Day 10. Oh, and that's where I'm going to leave it for today. So that was day 9. And if I'm looking at the recording clock, that was pretty long. Oh my god. But it was nice to spend some time with Rhoun and 2 of his crewmates, or I guess his assistant and the friend of the assistant, who is still friends with Rhoun. But yeah. Oh. Excuse me. I'm curious if Milo, if that even is his name, it's not Milo, Milo, or whatever, if he's a canine or if he's a hyena. Because he kind of looks like a chubby striped hyena with spotted hyena ears. So it could just be like a dog breed that I don't know about that looks kind of hyena-ish or has like stripes. But yeah. I'm assuming the Cass is a white wolf. He kind of reminds me of Cass in that like he's kind of like he has like permanent bitch face in a way. It's kind of funny that they were following the pair, probably to make sure that Rhoun was fine with Tucker. But yeah. What else happens? I mean, it was kind of funny also to find Rhoun asleep again in the tunnels. And we have another view of the stars again. Except this time it's a lot bigger. I'm curious if eventually we'll see the eye, the filament, the void, or whatever, the heart, like in all its glory, where we'll get to see, you know, from the other view of the station, or the other side of the station, I guess. Since we already saw one with with Maruk, and we saw more with Rhoun, I'm assuming with Merowyn, we'll eventually get to see more. Like a whole viewing platform or something. That'd be interesting. I'm curious if Merowyn is busy with Professor Seno, or if it's something else that he's doing. I'm assuming it's Professor Seno, obviously, because he needs him for his neural instead of, just getting your own. And learning how to do things with. I guess that's how, boomer parents are. They expect you to do everything for them because they can't be bothered to learn how to do it themselves. But yeah. What else? honestly, it is nice that we just get to see more people. I'm assuming with Maruk, since we're gonna spend time with him, similar to how we spent with Rhoun, that we might get to see someone else. Eventually, hopefully, like maybe a coworker, or we get to see some random Karain that he has to like deal with since he's the security officer. Well, the main security person. But yeah. So I guess there's that to look forward to for the people that like Maruk. Hopefully the people that like Rhoun, such as myself, liked this particular update. But yeah. Also, I finally subscribed to their Patreon, well, to Cryptid Dog's Patreon, so I'm actually recording the Patreon right now. Because, well, they did sort of kind of give me permission to do it, but I am obviously not going to release this ahead of time because that would be bad. So you will see this when it's public. So it gives me time to edit it and, stuff. Yay. Obviously, if you can't tell by my voice, I'm recording this like late at night because that's the only time that I have free with what's going on right now with stuff. So yeah, hopefully that stuff gets, well, not fixed because it can't get fixed. Hopefully that stuff gets remedied soon because if not, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to keep recording. Anyways, but yeah. So there is still more for day 10, but it's going to be how the previous update was for, the previous update where you only get to see a little bit of the beginning of day 9. And yeah, so anywho, so yeah, there, you have that to look forward to. And I guess, thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to play Roads Yet Traveled yourself, you can find it over on itch, and you can find a direct link to the creator's Twitter page in the description, which should have a link for the itch page on there. And if you would like to support the project, you can do so by subscribing to their Patreon like I do now, where you get early access to builds of Roads Yet Traveled, as well as behind the scenes stuff and some works in progress of like the different backgrounds and stuff like that. And sometimes you'll even get to see some of like the characters that are going to be introduced and stuff. And yeah. So when I subscribed, I was able to see some of the previous drawings of Kess and Milo, and they looked a little bit different than how they do now. So yeah, you get to see some of that stuff. And also they do have a coffee in case you just want to, do like a one-time donation to Cryptid Dog to, tell them like, hey, I like your visual novel. Good job. Continue doing it. Here's money. I also have a coffee in case you haven't heard. So in case you want to give me some money too, you can do so. Any amount helps, trust me. Give me money. Anyway, but yeah, so I guess that's it for now, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.